At the end of the last episode, Kelvin defeated Gerard, the Ghost Knight, and added him to his party. At the guild, Kelvin runs into Leo, the guild master. He is shocked when Leo asks if he is from another world. Kelvin realizes Leo's appraisal skill is stronger than his concealment skill, so he can see all his stats and skills. In the guild master's room, Kelvin has no choice but to admit to being a summoner. He confronts Leo about why he did nothing about Michelle, and Leo admits he knew Cackle was a murderer, but because he was a noble of the Tristan nation, he needed to get proof, so he is grateful to Kelvin for dealing with him. Getting to the point of the conversation, Leo expresses his desire to become friends with Kelvin, noting he's met other worlders in the past, such as the heroes of the Holy Empire Daramis. Melfina notes that she was the one who reincarnated them. In promises to tell Kelvin more later, Leo continues his explanation about the heroes of Daramis, claiming that the priest is therefore told of the revival of the Demon Lord. The Demon Lord's influence has caused all other monsters to become stronger and more aggressive. Seeing that Kelvin already possesses the skills of an S-ranked adventurer, Leo asks him to protect the town in the stead of the heroes. They come to an agreement after Leo offers him a number of incentives, like increasing his rank and assistance on missions. Afterward, back at the end, the innkeeper Claire congratulates him for reaching B rank. Enjoying his lunch in his room, Calvin asks Melfina about the heroes of Daramis. She tells him that 1 year ago the priestess of the Daramis Empire performed a summoning ritual, so she reincarnated other people, and had chosen them due to their good looks and knowledge. After hearing this, Kelvin retrieves his reward money from Clotho, whom he has been using for storage. Thanks to his gluttonous ability, he heads off to the alleyway where the slaves are being sold. He tells Gerard he plans to train a slave to become his rear guard to boost his party's strength. Upon reaching the alleyway, there is a man on fire. Kelvin spots the half-elf that he saw from the other day. The slave trader reveals, nobody wishes to purchase her because she is cursed, and will burn anyone that touches her with his appraisal skill. Kelvin sees that she is cursed by the Fire Dragon King. He learns from Melfina that the only way to remove this would be an A-ranked white magic spell called Sacred Bless. Kelvin leaves as the elf watches him. Later, Kelvin returns and offers to buy the elf. The slave trader is confused why he would want to curse its slave, but he gives in when Kelvin hands him a bag of gold. As they head back to the inn, the elf introduces herself as Aphil, and thanks Kelvin for buying her. When Kelvin approaches her, she backs away, scared to hurt him with her curse. Kelvin casts Sacred Bloods on her and breaks the curse, finally being able to touch someone for the first time. Aphil breaks down and cries in gratitude to Kelvin. They return to the inn, and Aphil is taken under the wing of Claire. Ethel is dressed up in a maid's outfit and they enjoy dinner together. After that, Kelvin reveals his secrets to her, telling her that he is a summoner, and introducing her to Gerard and Clotho. He helps her with allocating her skill points, and lets her choose to let her learn to make her own decisions. At night, however, they are forced to share a bed, causing Kelvin to experience a sleepless night. 1 month later, Aphil has become a deadly archer. By combining the Dragon King's blessing and archery, she has created her own original skill. At the guild, Angie, the guild secretary, congratulates them on another successful mission. Angie has become friends with Aphil and tells her about a new dessert cafe in town. They decide to go check it out and Aphil invites Kelvin to join them. The next day, the three meet up, and Kelvin is stunned by how cute Aphil looks. They head to the cafe and Kelvin becomes embarrassed when Aphil tries to feed him. Everyone watches them, jealous that Kelvin is on a date with 2 girls. Suddenly their table is knocked over. The third prince of Trison Tabura and his 2 guards interrupt. The prince arrogantly sends his guards to grab Angie and Aphil, so Kelvin beats them up and sends them flying. Kelvin binds him with his magic and forces him to explain his business. Tabura admits he came to hire a rumored strong adventurer to boost his poor reputation. Kelvin reveals he is the adventurer and refuses to bear his offer. Meanwhile, Melfina visits the Temple of Daramis. She appears before Colette the Oracle, who shows her how the heroes have been progressing. Melfina imparts a prophecy, ordering the heroes to deal with an evil in the west and to stay away from Parth, where Kelvin is staying. Melfina leaves just as the heroes arrive and Colette informs them of their new mission. Back at the end, Eiffel asks if Kelvin finds her attractive. Kelvin becomes flustered and Eiffel tells him she loves him. Kelvin reassures her but resists his desire, as she is still a slave and he feels he would be taking advantage. The next day, Melfina shows Kelvin the stats of the heroes of Daramis. Kelvin is not impressed, seeing that they are only around level 50 after a whole year. Melfina is also disappointed in them, and sees that Kelvin has already almost surpassed them. Claire interrupts, telling them that the guild has called for them. Kelvin meets with Leo, who tells him that a sealed demon was discovered in a hidden room of a dungeon. Melfina tells him that demons are among the most powerful beings in this world. Leo mentions the trouble he caused by attacking the Tricent Prince, and Kelvin quickly accepts the mission. Kelvin and his party head into the dungeon. They head through the cave and come to the hidden room. As they enter, they find the sealed demon, but there is a second demon, who introduces itself as Victor the Archdemon. Kelvin asks about the sealed demon, and Victor reveals she is the daughter of the most recently defeated demon lord. She was sealed by a magic that only a human can break. Victor hopes that by eating Kelvin he will gain the human ability to break the seal, and then he will eat the girl to become the next demon lord himself. Victor blocks the exit and charges at them, which Gerard manages to block. Kelvin tries to restrain his movements, but Victor easily breaks free. Kelvin begins smiling and Gerard reveals to Aphil, Kelvin has an unfortunate habit. He is a bowel junkie. The more powerful his opponents, the more excited he becomes. But that's the end of part 2. Part 3 is coming soon. As always, if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel.